right, welcome to Confession Tuesday. It's a beautiful, beautiful day, and it is 5 minutes past 2 p.m. Welcome aboard to this very episode or this edition of Confession Tuesday, like we always do. It's one of the most interesting moments for lots of people. I know people have given me a lot of feedback about this segment, how much they really enjoy it, and how it gives them the confidence to also, speak about issues that prior to now they couldn't do that, let it out publicly. But what I always say is, look, confession is good for the soul. You're not doing this because Swat is some priest that you're coming to bow to, or I'm somebody who forgives. No, we're doing it to let it out, okay? And it's not even to me. You're speaking it out to the whole atmosphere for people to hear and know. And it could be that someone out there may just have a word for you. It could be that joining our heads together with a little counsel here and there, it could help you find solution, especially for people who need solutions to situations that they're in, and for people who just need comforting words, people who need encouragement, people who just want to speak and don't want anyone to give them any feedback. It's all good. So that's why I always say, just let's listen to people, right? If anyone say they need advice, and I think it's good for me to open up the lines and ask one or two people to contribute, then fine. But if not, as much as we can have the confessions come in, please, let's do so. We always reserve our Wednesdays, 2 o'clock to 3, to talk with and to people who need advice here and there on these issues that will be presented today, or the ones that may be brought in tomorrow. So for today, I would love you to call in on 0700 951 0000 and 080 999 which is the WhatsApp call, or 0700 951 0000. Okay? Just call. It can be good, it can be bad, it can be whatever it is that you want to. It doesn't always have to be that, scary stuff. You could do funny stuff. You could do anything at all that you just want to let off your chest. It's just a time for you to call in and let it out, so you can have some sort of relief in case you might be holding close to your chest for the longest of time, and you just need some relief. Okay, so that's the rule of the game. Call in, and let's get started. Let's start with the WhatsApp call. Hello.
Hello, Madam Swat.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Barrister Madam Swat.
Welcome to Confession Tuesday.
Yeah, and you are welcome to the line-free segment. This is a segment where the lines are free.
Yes.
Because only we sinners. Only we sinners. Called by this time.
Yes.
Hey. Yeah, so I'm very happy I waited for this moment. I have a confession to make.
Okay.
I have done restitution, but I need to make this confession openly. My name is Susan for God.
Okay.
I am not ashamed of my fault. I'm not ashamed to say sorry when I know I'm not a saint.
Mm-hmm.
Just 1 week from today, last week Tuesday precisely, I was at Dakwa Day area, and I didn't drive. Because I considered the cost of driving there and back, and compared to what I was going to do, I concluded it was more economical if I went by public transport.
Okay.
So in day, I needed to locate a particular company which is popular, and I was told that most of the bike riders know the company, and so I stopped one. I stopped the first one. He said he doesn't know the place. I was fine with that. I stopped the second one. He says he knows the place. One of the men around, they say all of them know the place. So he said he knows the place. You know the place? Yes, let's go. This man took me to somewhere in the middle of the park. Somewhere he was asking me where. He was saying that. So I was frustrated because I couldn't speak the language that he understands. better. And I wasn't sure where he was taking me to anymore.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go to get to the point of no return, or to a point where I'll be scared.
Yes.
So I said, but you told me you know the place. So he stopped. As soon as he stopped, I jumped down off the bike to make inquiries about where I was going to, and he drove off. also, first I thought maybe he was driving off to make an inquiry to get the place also and come pick me. And the summary is that he didn't come back, and I found the place by inquiry that it wasn't too far from where I was. So I came back to look for the guy so I can pay him off. I didn't see the guy.
Yeah.
So that left me with so much of a moral burden and guilt. But what I did was that the next bag that I bought while I was going back, I confessed to him that, look, your colleague brought me here, but he didn't know where he was going to. I was frustrated and jumped down. He too went away. Now I want to pay you your fare, and I want to pay you what I was supposed to pay him. Meanwhile, he has told me what his fare was. It was at arrival. I said, I want to pay you the boat fare. You go and enjoy it, but it was meant for your colleague, but I can't find him again.
Yes.
So that is my sin for last week Tuesday. I feel I cheated him, but again, yes, I feel I cheated him. Again, you can't blame me. He told me he knows the place, and he dropped me in the way and abandoned me halfway, frustrated, confused, and I was in a hurry to get back to town because I had a Bible study that I was supposed to lead, so I needed to be in town on time, and time was going past the normal time, So in my frustration, I left him to go and search for the player. I couldn't see him to pay him, but I paid someone else what was meant for him. That is my sin, and I feel I should let it out of my chest.
Okay. Thank you so much for letting it out of your chest. I hope it makes you feel better, even though I don't know what is sinful about what you did. What you did was just normal, perfect. You didn't ask him, or you didn't scare him. You didn't tell the guy, I'll kill you, and then he ran away because he didn't want to pay. You dropped down, you wanted to make inquiries, then he left. And it's not your fault. So please don't feel bad. But if that made you feel better, and it's, it's something that you did restitution for, like you said, it's fine. It's good. Thank you so much, Mr. Caller. Let's move on. In case you don't want to call your name, please feel free to just call and do your confession without calling your name. Hello?
Hi, Steve.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, Swat.
Yes, okay, I can hear you now.
This is Oluchi on the line.
Okay, welcome.
Yeah, longest time.
Yeah,
I've not
time.
spoken to you for a while.
Yes.
Welcome, man.
Good to hear
Thank you for all the songs. Thank you for all the songs you're playing for our late sister. The last one you played, she sang that song.
Yes, she did.
Oh, okay, a nice one. I did.
Yeah.
I've not heard of it before.
Okay.
Anyway, okay, confession. As the last caller was making his own input, I recall an incident that had occurred to me some time ago. So this night it was around 10 p.m. or thereabouts.
Mm-hmm.
So I was driving home, and then suddenly my car stopped on the bridge. On the bridge around 10 p.m. A very, very bad area anyway. So I checked, it was my fuel that had finished. So I was like, wow, where could I get fuel now? How could I have gotten fuel? I don't know. I didn't check my meter on time and all that. I was like, let me manage this little fuel and get home.
Mm-hmm.
So the car stopped on the bridge, and then I got confused on what to do. Suddenly, this man he was with his wife. I think they just parked and asked me, any problem?
Yeah.
I told them that my fuel just finished. I just ran out of fuel.
Yeah.
They were like, he was like, he has a 3 liter in his car. That, am I going to buy it? I said, wonderful. I'm going to buy it. Please, I'm going to buy it. Okay, he brought it out. Okay, I poured into the car.
Mm-hmm.
Then he gave me his account number to make a transfer. So he called all the name, all the numbers and everything. I saw his name, and then I saw the name. I called his name. He said yes, that I sent the money. He went into the car and drove off. I didn't know what happened. That money didn't go.
Okay.
And there was no way I could have reached that man.
Mm.
So I feel so bad that day. I feel so bad that I could have paid him, but I didn't pay. I just later in the day when I got home, I looked at my phone. I looked at, and that money did not go. Not that I think he gave me the account number, but he didn't input. But I could have had the account number and make an email and continue sending it.
Yes.
But the account number I was punching didn't input into my phone. I didn't just know what happened. So I feel bad about that I didn't pay the man, and then he gave me his phone that period.
Aw. Okay, thank you so much for the confession. I hope makes you feel better.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, things like this do happen, right? It does happen. And I can imagine the burden that comes with you really wanted to pay the money and you just realized that you couldn't pay the money. Maybe because you didn't store the number, right? Most of the time you don't do that. You just collected thinking that the money would go straight away, but it didn't go. So hey, sometimes these things, especially things you do not plan for, but I would say it's okay. It's okay. You've let it out. Let's hope that in the future we're able to pay forward, for some of the things that do happen from time to time. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Madam Swat.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Madam Swat, today is the discovery I want to make
Okay.
advice me on. So we get one woman who had one widow like that who they live close to my area. So I don't carry the woman back for Worcester Market.
Mm.
This is making about 5 years. So I know they collect money from her. So found it yesterday, now she found the thing because she don't want to keep her post. The husband don't die. Now she found the thing she want me to give her the big girl. So when she talked that in yesterday, probably I never marry. I found the reason and she said she didn't want for me to think about this. So and I think I just call it. She'll make her know if she advise me to do.
You said make you just do it, eh?
She said make her sleep with her, make she get belly. Say she want baby girl.
And how many children she get, first of all?
She get two boys.
2 boys for her husband?
No, she get 2 boys.
Okay. I thought you said she gave birth, but her husband is dead.
Yes, the husband is late.
Okay, but she just gave birth recently?
No, before I even come up with that.
Oh, okay, so she wants you now. Okay.
So I found this house around that the same area. So from there, if I go work, she'll come follow me in Tamus.
Okay.
They collect money for her because of the way she used to me, so she not get anybody where they take care of her.
Okay.
So I found the career free.
Okay.
So from there, now she come begin the same business study.
So this one way she want make you give her baby girl. Now because she want marry you, I've been waiting, or she just want make you give her picking.
I asked her because when I asked her, she said, "Make I'm not telling of my friends. They want just make the thing just be between me and her." Now I come to ask her, say whether I'm married. She said, "No, actually, if I want the baby, she will take care of the baby." I wish she found the talk.
But is it something you want for yourself? Is that how you want to live? Like you want to have a baby with somebody you're not married to, and she will take care of the baby?
No. That's what I'm looking for advice.
Okay. All right. Because the truth is, I don't feel anybody should make you do what you've thought about the kind of family you have. You have an idea of the kind of family you want to run in your head, right? You want to have a wife, you want to have your children, you want to live together with them. Now, I thought she wanted maybe some sort of marriage. Maybe she was trying to indirectly propose to you a marriage plan. And if you're interested in her, why not? I mean, because people remarry all the time, even when they lose their spouses, especially if you find someone who doesn't mind that they have children, and wants to settle. But if she is saying she just wants to have it outside of wedlock, she will take care of the child. This is my idea. This is what I get from what she says. And there are a lot of people who do that. They just want you to be like a donor, a sperm donor who gives them what they want, and then they carry on. And you now begin to, maybe you want to now be involved in the child's life. You want to take care of your child. You want to see. And what is the certainty that she will give you access to that child? Do you understand? Have you thought about it? And then maybe your family, if you get them involved too, it might begin to cause a lot of scandals. So why is that she wants to have a child without marrying you? So that's one big question you need to ask yourself. But I'll open for 2 or 3 persons to talk to you, and then we'll move on with that. So just keep listening, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. I mean, I don't understand how anybody can make that proposal. There are instances where two people agree, even though it might not be the best. You're doing that outside the family circle, and of course, a whole lot comes out of that. When children begin to, okay, where's my daddy? Where's my mommy? They begin to lose out on the presence of one or two of the parents, and then, of course, there would definitely effect on those kind of children. So think about it. I mean, why we should do that? You need to probe things like that and just don't look at the fact that, okay, it might be fun at beginning, but it definitely has a whole lot of consequences at the end of the day, and it might not turn out so well. So I think you need to be wary of that. So I'll just take on two people before we continue with this conversation. Please don't keep insisting you want to. I just said 2 or 3, and that's the much I'll take, so that today is just focused on confession. I'll take this one here. Hello.
Afternoon, Your Excellency Barrister Swat.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I remember Mustafa Bakar Ali calling from PW Kuba. Well, the last caller, it is not moral, it is not right, my man. Before you want to go ahead with anything in life, put yourself in the situation. If this woman is my daughter, will I accept her giving birth to out of wedlock for any man just because you want to be a particular sex? And what is the probability that she will get that sex, that particular gender, rather? That's number one. Number two, will you want your sister to be in the same situation? Will you want your mother to be in the same situation? If your answer is yes, go ahead. If your answer is no, don't go there. And for the first caller, Mr. Osam Forgot, and the second caller, they should send the monies into my email. I will locate the bike man. I have all their register.
Oh,
and
that's
that man
Tinubu
that gave you
Peking.
fuel.
Tinubu Peking. How many times I call you? Yeah. God, I see you. Still call cut. Please, mind yourself. All right, let's take on this one. Hello.
Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, so how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Hello. Uh-oh. What happened to that call? Okay, we'll just take another one, then the last call, all with this issue. Hello.
Hello, Swat. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
My name is Amaka from
Okay,
London.
welcome, Amaka.
Concerning the last caller that just talked about the marriage, you pointed out some few things, which are, and some people actually need a donor sperm. There's nothing wrong with that. But where I'm much concerned about is why she wants him. And Tinubu Peking said something about what's the probability of getting that sex that you need. So if she's actually looking for a female child, why don't she just go for an IVF and then do a sex selection? Why would she want, he's a young boy, I don't know how old she is though, but why won't she want to consider him as her life partner? That's her own problem. But I think that young man should be able to ask her those few questions. If she really wants a baby girl, she should go to an IVF center, do a sex selection, and then proceed with whatever she wants to. You talked about if he was going to have access to that child. Number one reason. Then secondly, some not even want to have an access. They want to destroy your life with that child. Eventually, he gets to settle down. Honestly, she will haunt him with that child. And maybe he was not going to open up to his wife to be, or maybe they might have gotten married. He won't say anything. Since she said she doesn't want him to discuss that with his friends, she might use that to haunt him. That happened to one of my friends. They were just dating, and she got pregnant. She didn't tell him. This one was a different case. She didn't tell him. She waited till after he got married. And boom, she brought out the child. Till today is something else in that marriage. So I feel he should just, consult other people, but maybe from the advice we should give that he should just sit down and then reason it. Honestly, he should just tell her to go and look for an IVF center and do so she can get her baby girl. That's my little contribution.
Thank you so much, Amaka. Thank you, guys. You guys have just even, added a whole lot of flesh to this matter, both Tinubu Peking and Amaka. If people need babies these days, or a single person, which is not advisable, but if a single person such as her or a widow needs another child in the absence of her husband, you have IVF. Even couples do that. People who have trouble conceiving or just want to go down that path, they can do that. So why are you asking him? What's your plan? for the future, because these things, it like I said, don't consider the pleasure of it happening and forget that you have the years to come that you have to deal with the consequence or deal with the actions that took place today. So many of us are so focused on the now, you know. I don't know if you have a girlfriend, maybe you're just seeing an opportunity. Okay, you have somebody that you go spend some time and do some the other room calisthenics with, but it doesn't end there. It doesn't end there. So think about it, oh. You've heard what these people said. Put all these factors into consideration and honestly, take the right decision. For me, this doesn't smell or doesn't sound nice in any way.
Let's talk about the biggest conversations.
Made of trustworthy ideas.
Passionately connected
To everyone.
Let's talk.
Let's talk on Nigeria Info 95.1 Abuja.
Nigeria Info.
All right, guys, welcome back. I just realized we'll be stopping at 2:45, so it's 2:26. Let's get on the last call on this particular matter. That's all. Hello?
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 Sorry, I'm trying
radio.
to you. Sorry, I'll pick it up. My name is Uncle Tom. I'm calling from Lube.
Okay.
Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes.
I'm not joking. I'm a solution to all these things. I give you my number. Anyone that wants it, I'm not going to do it in the potential. I'll provide. In fact, I'm too good. I'm so powerful in doing this thing.
Uncle Tom, and this is not a joking thing. Please, I beg you.
Okay. Actually, on a serious note, it's a sad affair, so I don't want to comment because of my practice. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. All right, let's move on to other issues. There's a message that has come in here, and it simply says, "Hello, Swat. My husband told me that he is no longer in love with me as of right now, and he doesn't want to try anymore. What should I do?" My husband said he's no longer in love with me as of right now, and he doesn't want to try. Okay, what should I do? Interesting. He's no longer in love with you. What does it mean he's no longer in love with you? You know, sometimes when I get to see this sort of things, I just shake my head, you know, because when you're going into the marriage, did you actually think that it's just going to be a love butterfly kind of thing? Because that's what many people base their love on, right? I don't have feelings. Feel, but you don't always have to feel. I'm telling you, love is so much more than feeling. Love is so much more than how she makes you feel when you see her, how your heart starts beating very fast, or how your tummy starts rumbling, or how you just generally attach it to some sort of physical feeling or the other, which is a sad mistake that many people make. So he doesn't feel love for you. Did anything happen? What are the string of events that led him to that place? What is he saying about the future? Is it that he wants to leave because you're saying he doesn't want to try? That means he doesn't want the marriage again because he's no longer in love. The unfortunate thing is that when you see people doing this sort of things, later on they get to realize that, what I had was really good, or I should have tried. And they would want to find their way back, and then you find out that maybe it has become a tad too late for them. So, ma'am, can you try talking with him? Can you just find out what exactly he means when he says, I'm no longer in love with you and I do not want to try, as at now, right now? Because that's even making me think further, as at right now. So maybe is it that when he feels in love with you, the next time he will revert and want to try again? Marriage, you know, is not something that you wake up and you feel like it and then you stay, and then you don't feel like it and then you walk out. It's so much more than that. And I wish people are taught that. That is way deeper, more weightier then how people carry on with it, and so on and so forth, So, yeah, talk with him, find out what exactly he means by he's no longer in love with you right now and doesn't want to try. What are his plans? Get the families involved. If you have some sort of spiritual leaders who you guys submit to, I think it's something you need to reach out to and get all the help that is necessary. Because if one partner begins to behave in an unreasonable way like that, then it calls for some sort of, if you try on your own and you're not making any headway, then I think it's time for you to get someone who he listens to. That is, if he is someone who listens to people. If there's someone he respects, like his dad, his mom, or his pastor, his imam, or somebody that is in his life that he submits to, you need to reach out so that you can try as much as you can to explore and get to the root of the issue and see how that can be sorted out if there's any hope whatsoever. We'll get to expand on these things tomorrow. Swat is Sucre from CBD. Debbie, I so much miss her sweet soul, her cool demeanor. She always gets it together. She was a kind person that always seemed to get it together, even when everyone is huffing and puffing with panic. Debbie was fun, smart, intelligent, and always gets it together. She never loses her cool. I wonder how she managed to be so cool. Rest on, dear friend and sister. And we say amen to that. Good afternoon, SWAT. I have something. I'm secretly using the girl. I have something or a confession. I'm secretly using the girl I'm supposed to marry. I noticed her. She wasn't the one that was training her in school. So I confronted her to tell me the truth, which she did. That was barista she working as a secretary that is training her in school. Wow. And the man is sleeping with her as a payback. I'm the only one that knows about this. Can't just tell why I'm using against her in any little thing, because when I remember that, I will like confronting that barista. But I really love the girl. Ah, God, this is not so clear. But if I get the gist, you're dating a girl who is being sponsored in school by a barrister that she's working for, and in turn, she's sleeping with this man as a payback to him who's sponsoring her in school. You're the only one that knows about this, and you can't just tell why you're using. Oh, God. Even though that last part is not so clear, but you love the girl, and she's doing this. I don't know if it's a real thing. If she's going to marry you, what happens to you helping out? If indeed it's something you guys have talked about and agreed, why are you allowing that to happen? Because I don't get it. How this is your intended wife, and then she's doing this, and you know about it. You want to confront him, but you cannot, or something. Maybe because you don't want her to lose her job, and you really love this girl. It sounds like a big mess, man. I'm sorry. It sounds really messy. Because if this happens and she eventually gets to marry her, what's the guarantee that this will not continue? Huh? Have a talk about this. She has to make up her mind to either stop and you guys will find alternative, or you are not in a relationship with a woman who is obviously doing this that you found out and expects that the marriage goes on. This doesn't sound right. It's all shades of wrong. I'm sorry to say. Okay? And if it needs confronting, please go ahead and confront. But she needs to be the one to answer the questions, why she's doing that. Okay, I think I will just move on to the next. I think we'll just bring up this tomorrow on our therapy session. Okay, we have another message here. Barrister Swat, preventing me from being comical. Abraka. No, sorry, that was a mistake. It actually, my finger slipped. I didn't know that I had pressed that. I'm really sorry. It wasn't meant to cut you off. Emmanuel in area 11 said, Swat Nawao, a woman that cannot pay her transport fare is the one that is telling that brother she will take care of the baby alone. The brother should run from her. She wants to trap him. Okay, we have another voice note confession here. So let's take this.
Good afternoon, Auntie Swat. Good afternoon to all the Nigerian food family. My name is V from Cuba. My confession is similar to Mr. Usan's for God's own. I boarded the bike and I was going to pick up something. So my agreement with the man was he was going to wait for me to get whatever I wanted to get. Then he would take me back to my house and then I pay him. So when I went in, I did not spend up to 10 minutes. When I got out, I didn't see the bike man. I waited and waited. I waited for an hour plus, but I didn't see the man. People were even asking, madam, isn't it happen? Why you stand there? I was now narrating that, this bike man carried me, and I'm looking for him because I've not paid him. I didn't pay him for the first try. People were like, maybe he carried someone else, and maybe he was thinking I would waste time. So that was how I waited and waited. I didn't see him for an hour plus. I just had to leave there because I was standing and I didn't see him, so I just left. So that's my confession. Each time I think about it, I felt very bad that day. I felt very, very bad. But any bikeman that comes, they'll say, madam, maybe your fault now, just go. Madam, maybe your fault now, just go. So that's my confession, Ma'am Swat. Have a lovely day ahead.
All right. Thank you, V. Okay, so right about now, we'll take a quick advert announcement, and then we are right back.
This is Nigeria Info.